everyone, myself Srivalli, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Cybersecurity and Data Science in MLR Institute of Technology. Today we are going to discuss the overview of presentation includes what is binomial theorem, and we are going to prove this by using the statement here. So first let us understand what is binomial theorem and we'll go for proving of the binomial theorem. So here, as we have already discussed in the last session, what is binomial theorem is the two or more variables. So here any sum of two unlike variables. So any sum of two unlike variables means what? One is one variable and the other one must be another variable, which should not be same as the first one. So that is called unlike variables. That is, let us suppose here I am going to consider this x plus y, and this is called a binomial. So not only x plus y, either you can take it as here a plus b or p plus q. So any variable here which are unlike variables, that expression we can call it as, that is binomial. So any sum of two unlike variables, so that is called binomial. And the binomial theorem is a formula for the powers of a binomial. So here let us suppose consider one binomial, that is x plus y now. So here x plus y is equal to here same x plus y only you will get here, as you don't have any power here. The power itself we can consider it as if no power is there, 1, and x plus y whole square, which is nothing but x plus y into x plus y, or otherwise you can write here x square plus 2xy plus y square. Now x plus y whole cube, x cube plus 3x square y plus 3xy square plus y cube. So this is the formula for x plus y whole cube if you expand it. Now x plus y whole power 4 is x power 4, 4x cube y, 6x square y square, 4x y cube plus y power 4. So now here like this so on, if you take x plus y whole power 5 or x plus y whole power 6, so you will be getting based on this here expressions. Now if we observe here, so what we have there here is, just observe here, the right hand side we can call it as it is an expansion of the left hand side. Now if we observe carefully, always the number of terms in the right hand side is more than the power of the binomial. So now if we observe here, first one, x plus 5, how many terms we have here? 2 terms. But the power of the binomial of the left hand side is 1. It is 1 more here. And second one here, we have how many terms? 3 terms. But the power of the binomial is here 2. It is 1 more than this. So in the same way here in the third one, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we have 3. Here we have 5, but here we have the power of the binomial is 4. Means always the right hand side expansion is, the number of terms is 1 more than the power of the binomial in the left hand side. So not only this, here if you observe the expansion of x here, if we observe, it is always, we can say that here, it is equal to the binomial power. The expansion of x here, the power of the x here in the right hand side is always equal to the binomial power, and it is decreasing 1 in the next terms. So here x square, next we have x power 1, and here x power 0. If nothing is there, we can consider it as x power 0. So like that, if you observe here, always the power of the expansion, the power of x in the expansion is always, it is equal to the power of the binomial, and also it is reducing 1 in the next terms. So the same thing is applicable for y also. So here the if you observe here, always the y power is 0 in the first term in the right hand side, and it is increasing. It is subsequently it is increasing here 1 more than the next term here. So like this here, and we also have here how we have observed is here. So the number of terms is equal to this is binomial, and here if you observe here, this is the total. If you consider in each term, you are getting the equal to the power. So let us suppose here if you observe, it is x plus y whole square. Now as I said that here x square plus 2xy plus y square. So the power is here 2, and in each term if you consider, you are getting 2 in the right hand side. So x square, y power 0. Why? Because we don't have y term, then we can consider it as 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. In the second term also, x power 1, y power 1. 1 plus 1 is what? 2. That is equal to the power of the binomial. And y square. So x power 0. 0 plus 2 is what? Again 2. Means in each term, the power of this value is equal to the power of the binomial. So like this, if you observe here, so like we have some steps also. So now let us see here how to solve the binomial theorem. Now what is the question here is, let n be a positive integer, then for all x and y, x plus y whole power n is equal to n sigma r equal to 0 to n, which is nothing but here sigma r equal to 0 to 1 ncr x power n minus r into y power r. And we can also write here the formula here is, the theorem statement is x plus y whole power n is equal to, so nc0 x power n, so y power 0, nc1 x power n minus 1 into y power 1, next nc2 x power n minus 2 into y power 2, plus so on, plus ncr x power n minus r into y power r, plus so on, ncn y power n. So this is the formula here for all x and y, where small n belongs to capital N natural numbers, x comma y belongs to R. So this is like, this is the actually prove, we have to prove this theorem. So this is a statement of this binomial theorem. Now let us try to solve this theorem by using the principle of mathematical induction. So let us try to solve this here. So first one is what the principle of mathematical induction is. First, P of n is true for n is equal to 1. Now substitute this n is equal to 1 in the above equation. First given is, so let us take given P of n is equal to, so P of n is equal to x plus y whole power n equal to nc0 x power n y power 0 plus nc1 x power n minus 1 into y power 1, nc2 x power n minus 2 into y power 2 plus nc3 x power n minus 3 into y power 3 plus so on, plus here ncn x power y power n will get. Before that what you'll have, ncn minus 1. So here ncn minus 1, here you'll get x into y power n minus 1 you'll get, plus ncn, this is, so this is ncn y power n you will get. So here this is equation 1. Now substitute here n is equal to 1 in this equation 1. Substitute n is equal to 1 in equation 1. So then what you will get here is, so let us suppose here we are taking n is equal to 1, right? So x plus y whole power 1 nc0, which is nothing but 1c0 x power 1 y power 0 plus 1c1 x power n minus 1, which is nothing but here 1 minus 1 0 and y power 1. So here if you observe, the answer is you'll get x plus y only. So this is LHS x plus y, and even RHS also here x plus y only. So now here if you see, both are equal, LHS equal to RHS. So then we can say that P of n is true for n is equal to 1. This is the first step, step 1 here. Now let us see here second one. What is the second step here? Step 2. So what is the second step here is, assume that P of n is true for assume that P of n is true for n is equal to k. Then what you will get here is x plus y whole power k is equal to, so x plus y whole, so here x plus y whole power k is equal to kc naught, so nc naught, which is nothing but n is equal to k we are taking here. So kc naught here, and you will get here, what is the next one here, x power, so x power k into y power 0. So y power 0 you will get. Next we will have kc1 x power k minus 1 into y power 1. And here kc2 into x power k minus 2 into y power 2 plus kc3 into x power k minus 3 into y cube. So plus so on here. So nc n minus 1. So here nc n minus 1 is what? Kc k minus 1 into, so what is the next one here? X into y power k minus 1. This is the equation. Here we have nc n minus 1 x into y power n minus 1. So that's why here x into k n minus 1. Here I am writing k minus 1 plus kc k y power k. This is equation 2 here. So this is assuming that we are assuming that p of n is true for n is equal to k. Now after this, what is the step 3 here is? So step 3 is what here? X plus y whole power k plus 1. So if step 2 is x plus y whole power k and x plus y k power plus 1 is nothing but you are substituting n is equal to k plus 1. Now here, so what you have to write is x plus y whole power k plus 1. I can write it as x plus y whole power 1 into x plus y whole power k. So this k I can substitute this equation 2 in place of this x plus y whole power k. Then here I'll get x plus y into, now the same thing as it is you have to write it, kc naught x power k y naught plus kc1 x power k minus 1 into y power 1 plus kc2 x power k minus 2 y power 2 plus kc3 x power k minus 3 y3 plus so on plus kc k minus 1 into xy power k minus 1 plus kc k y power k. So this is you will get here. Now here x plus y is there, just multiply this xy terms to all within the bracket here. Then what you will get here is kc naught x power k plus 1 y naught. So here if you observe here kc naught x power k plus 1 y naught. So y 0 here, y power 0. So next here plus kc naught x power k into y power 1. Next kc1 x power k minus 1 plus 1 is what here? K and y power 1 plus kc1 x power k minus 1 as it is you will get y power 1 into 1 is nothing but y power 2. So in the same way kc2 x power k minus 2 plus 1 is what? K minus 1 into y square plus kc2 x power k minus 2 into y cube. So like this here you will get next kc3 x power k minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2 into y cube. So plus kc3 x power k minus 3 into y power 4 plus so on kc k minus 1 into x power k minus 1 plus 1 is what? X into y power, x means what here? X square I'll get. So here I'll get x square into y power k minus 1 plus kc k minus 1. So here I'll get only x power k minus 1 plus 1 is y power k. So here I'll get y power k. So next here kc k x y power k plus kc k y power k plus 1. So this is like how you will get the next one. We can say that here again if you observe here x power k plus 1. So kc naught you can take common here. So if you take kc naught here, x power k plus 1 plus x power k into y you will get. So let us see here for example. So or otherwise you can take here x power k y power 1, x power k y power 1. So let us suppose here I am writing as it is here kc naught x power k plus 1, first one here. Next and here what I am taking is x power k into y So here I am taking x power k into y and kc naught plus kc1. I am taking the common here. So kc naught plus kc1 and here x power k into y I am taking common. Next here x power k minus 1 into y square. X power k minus 1 into y square, if you take common, what you will get here? kc1 plus kc2. kc1 plus kc2. Next here x power k minus 2 into y cube. Then here kc2 plus kc3. So on like this here. The next one also you can take or otherwise you can leave it. Means every time you will get like this only. So kc2 here. kc2 plus kc3. So like this if you observe here. So next here if you observe x into y power k, x into y power k. So here x into y power k if you take common here, kc k minus 1 plus kc k. This one you will get here kc k minus 1 kc k. So plus kc k y power k plus 1. So this is the term you will get here. So now if you observe here, so now we have some conditions also, some values also you need to substitute. Always kc naught is equal to 1 is equal to k plus 1 c naught. So that's why here this kc naught, in place of kc naught you have to write k plus 1 c naught. Now after this k plus 1 c naught into x power k plus 1 plus, and here kc naught plus kc1. So kc naught plus kc1 is equal to k plus 1 c naught. So here otherwise you have to write kc. So kc naught plus kc1 is equal to always k plus 1 c1 you have to write. Then here you will get x power k into y, k plus 1 c1. And after this you will get here kc1 plus kc2 is what? K plus 1 c2. So here you have to write x power k minus 1 into y2, k plus 1 into c2. And after this x power k minus 2 into y cube, here k plus 1 c3 you will get. So always it will have in the form of here k plus 1 only. And even if you observe here kc k minus 1 plus kc k is equal to here k plus 1 ck. So here k plus 1 ck you will get here, k plus 1 ck plus 1 you will get here. And if you observe here kck is nothing but k plus 1 ck plus 1 and y power k plus 1 here, and here you will get here kck minus 1 into x y power k plus 1. So now if you observe here everything is in the form of k plus 1 only. So now here if you understand, what we have done is, first we have taken the first statement, that is P of n is true for n is equal to 1. And the second step is, we have assumed that P of n is true for n is equal to k. That's why we have substituted. After substituting, we have taken that x plus y whole power k. In place of k, we have taken k plus 1. And we are substituting here. And after substituting here, so based on the conditions, we are taking that in place of kc naught, we are taking k plus 1 c naught. In place of kc naught plus kc1, k plus 1 c1. So why? Because these are the rules that we have to follow for this theorem. And if you substitute this, then you will get the output also in the form of k plus 1 only. So now we can say that by assuming that P of n is true for n is equal to k, we have proved that P of k plus 1 is also proved. So this is like mathematical induction. We have assumed that P of n is true for n is equal to k, and we have assumed that n is equal to n is true for n is equal to k. And by assuming that, we have proved that P of n is equal to k plus 1 is also true. So this is like how to prove the binomial theorem. So next, what we have discussed today is what is binomial theorem. So the explanation of the binomial theorem and the statement of the binomial theorem, and what is a plus b whole power, that is x plus y whole power n is equal to NCR x power n minus r into y power r. So that is nothing but this is the proof of the binomial theorem. So by this we'll end the session today. Thank you.